4th down, the final play, unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey under pressure, throws it, incomplete. The Buckeyes win.
Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott off to the races. Can they catch him?
Feature the two backs as receivers, and now a downfield shot on first down for the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State strikes first. Making the judgments again, and there is Smith running free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards. Pressure comes. Shaw, knocked it out, and gets out. Jack Shaw coming down the sidelines. Ohio State scoop and score and dagger from 82 yards.
Here they come.
Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. It's Smith. He's got it. Jeremiah Smith. 2025 college football national champion Coach Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Welcome in, Buckeye backers. We are bringing it to you live from Seattle, Washington, to the cornfields of Enid, Ohio. We are the pulse of Buckeye fans across the nation, with Seattle Matt and Buckeye Steve. What is up, Buckeye backers? We are in for another show, and damn, did we get a small little hammer dropped. That was absolutely nothing. The NCAA does not matter anymore. It's officially over. You know, we all said they were toothless, and I thought maybe they were just toothless when it came to paying players, but they proved that they have no fight left in them. There's no point in even having the NCAA. You might as well throw out the rule book, because if cheating on the field means nothing, give everyone a 5th down. Michigan gets the ball on 5th down every single drive this year. Just give it to them.
Well, I saw one Wolverine say they are the first team in college football history to start a season 1-0 without playing a single down of a game yet. So there you go.
That's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
Well, aren't they the first team that's had coaches suspended for every year until from 2023, 2024, 2025, and now 2026, 4 years in a row?
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh
suspended.
And Jim Harbaugh has the largest show cause ever given to a head coach. So, yeah.
And
for what
and
that's
they have the audacity to fight it. Look, you have guys like this roaming around. It means nothing anymore.
Oh boy,
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the NCAA lost their hammer, so I figured I would bring them.
I saw this one Buckeye fan that I've never seen before, but he posted today that he got to his desk at work and there was a yellow hammer with a
I seen that
blue ribbon on it.
That was pretty good.
Bow. And I was like, well played.
I mean,
that was pretty good. I thought that was a good one.
I mean, I guess
I can appreciate it.
I guess you got to give it to them as a fan base that they fought it. Like Ohio State wouldn't have fought it. They're
continuing to fight it.
Yeah, they're appealing.
They got a
Christmas. They said it's unjust and unfair. You got God's grace today, and you're still going to appeal? Like,
wait till the reaction when the fine drops $15 million.
Yeah, at this point, I expect it. The NCAA would be like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't think I got to hammer that rig.
I would have respected the NCAA if they would have done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just all right. Let's just wash our hands of that. I mean, you might as well have. What are you teaching? What's going to happen now? What's going to happen with the rest of college football?
Nothing.
If you're Nebraska and you haven't won a national title for a while, go cheat your ass off.
Steve, everybody already knows where this is going. The Big Ten and the SEC are going to pull away. They're going to have a CBA. They're going to have a commissioner, and this is just the next step.
Even that, or just the NCAA is gonna get exiled into oblivion.
Listen,
anyway.
the NCAA.
They already are.
We're at a funeral where the body's been buried for 3 years. Everybody knew 3 years ago the NCAA was dead.
And I guess kudos to the Wolverines for challenging that 3 years ago and saying you can't do shit to us. That they've spat in the NCAA's face, they've scoffed at them, they've mocked them the entire way. They even let Sharon Moore's hand-picked suspension stand. Like,
no, the best is the 3-game suspension with one in 2026.
Right. I'm like, what is that? Oh, cool. He doesn't get to go to Germany.
And that's the game. That's the game in Germany against Central Michigan.
Like, you can't.
That's
yeah,
direct.
the team that's also involved in that. Oh, just unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Kudos to you guys. You got away with it. Good job.
Yeah, we got away with murder.
Where was this grace for Ohio State in 2012? Where was it?
Yeah, but that was a different era. If honestly, if you turned the story and made it about Ohio State, now the same thing would have happened.
As an Ohio State fan who's been through a lot of
I don't
shit
believe that.
in regards to the NCAA, I don't believe that.
Times are different now. If this was 7 years ago, Michigan would have got destroyed, but it's not.
I don't think Ohio State would have fought the NCAA like that. They have integrity.
They would have just they all they do now is follow the rules. They're like little good schoolboys. They're just like, oh God, we don't know what to do with NIL, so we're just gonna follow these rules that nobody else follows. We're just gonna be so good about it.
The funny part is right now, I've said the same thing about Michigan that you guys are saying, but after this nonsense, I can't say it no more.
And Michigan really used to follow the rules. They had the integrity of a Big Ten member conference.
Fuck integrity. You don't win with integrity.
The integrity's gone.
And Harbaugh and them got to that point. They said,
I'll
fuck
take
integrity.
it. $30 million for a national championship?
The fact that that the NCAA somehow didn't find a connection with Harbaugh to this, knowing about it, are we still really believing that?
Well, you can if the phone's in a lake and you can't find the lake or the phone. If the glove don't fit, you can't acquit.
It is like I've seen that comparison today. It's OJ. The Wolverines are the OJ of college football.
And it's the same thing because everyone in the media still knows Michigan's guilty. That national title.
Michigan said they were guilty. In the NOA, Michigan said we cheated. It's not like Michigan didn't deny they cheated. They said in the NOA we cheated.
They just looked at the NCAA and says we don't care.
They looked at the NCAA. They looked at the NCAA and they said, okay, you could do it this way, or we're going to go to court. And I know there's discovery, but then you got to clarify your piggyback craziness judicial system you use and why all these little programs play for the big programs penalties. They don't want discovery. Michigan doesn't want it. Even the way it was written, you could tell they just don't want to be sued. They don't want to go to court no more.
They're trying to.
They thought with this Michigan would
back their own pockets.
They thought Michigan.
Where does that money go?
It goes to some. I read it today. I forget what it's called. There's like a fund to help student athletes for things that aren't covered in scholarships.
The Wolverines don't even want to pay that. They said, our money's our money. You know.
One of the bad thing is they're probably going to go from 35 million to 20 million or 15 by the time it's done. Or the NCAA just won't exist.
They should.
Just
like the Jim Harbaugh, you gave him 14 years. He's going to be dead in 14 years. And the NCAA won't be around in 5 years.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Basically, that's what, and Mike is right about this. When the NCAA breaks away, anything that's been implemented doesn't matter anymore.
No.
So, any show cause goes away. Ohio State, when that happens, they might as well say, well, 2010 season, reinstate. USC 2004 title, reinstate.
What? I mean, look at these penalties. 4 years probation. All right. Just ignore that because you can. All right, you have a fine. Do you pay the fine? I don't think you do.
They're fighting that. Right? They're going to fight all these fines.
I don't think you even pay it. Why
No.
pay them?
No, you got to pay it, but they're gonna fight it. Even the scholarship.
Yeah, but a 25% reduction in football official visits during the 25-26 season. Just do it. Obviously, they don't have rules.
There's one.
Why don't like?
No, but there's another part in there. I think I read that's actually spread out that 25% over the whole term of the probation. So it's actually not as bad as it looks.
And it doesn't even matter. Why? Like, there's no reason to uphold any of these rules if you're Michigan.
It wasn't even a slap on the wrist. They went to slap him on the wrist and they missed and they hit themselves.
Yeah, actually.
Like they made themselves
14-week probation.
I'll be honest. When I heard they were having a press conference, the first thing I thought of was Penn State and Louisville basketball. The only two times where a team got hammered. And I told Steve last night, I go, I think this is going to be bad.
Yeah, you did.
And Steve's like, why? I'm like, it's quiet. They were supposed to give Michigan the paperwork. They didn't. They're waiting to 9 a.m. They don't want him to leak it. Whatever's in there, they want very minimal time for Michigan to respond.
But
then all of a sudden, 9:30, 10 hit. I was like,
yeah. Uh-oh.
You might as well have gave him this 3 weeks ago when you had it.
Yeah.
What did you wait for?
They really embarrassed themselves going on, live with this. They should have just a press release.
They should have did it in Christmas in July. This is like Christmas came early.
Yeah.
They should have done it at the end of the season in 2023.
I woke up to the news and I literally was like, oh, they're all just in their, probably conference room in the team facility, just laughing, maybe having some champagne, I know Harbaugh's over in LA. He's throwing his own little party.
It popped up on my phone from Pete Thermal, and I had to look at the name to make sure it was actually his name and not like Thermal Pete or some
Thermal with like a 1 hidden in there somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
And then they started coming out and you could see it. I was like, you're calling a press conference for this?
Yeah. Hey, listen, at this point, I'll take getting the 2010 season reinstated as a consolation prize. A small consolation prize, but I'll take it.
They should. They reinstated the Heisman for Reggie Bush already.
And you know what? We should get a stake in the claim of the 2012 national championship we were robbed of from that.
Actually, you should.
Still not.
We won't though, because nobody voted for us. Obviously, one pollster did vote Notre Dame national champs that year, even though they got crushed 42-14 by Bama. But so just give that to us, and we'll claim that.
Well,
because
if you would have had Michigan balls, you would have fought it, got the national championship, delayed it 3 years, and then got to keep the championship anyways.
Here is one of the minimal silver linings to this whole thing is that more
I gotta
Buckeye.
show you guys something.
Okay.
I gotta show you guys this video because we're gonna get this. We are gonna get this.
Oh, this is priceless.
I was waiting for him.
Big noon kickoff.
Yeah.
So the big bad NCAA, that dickless organization on the way out, corrupt, loses every lawsuit ever against them. NIL, can't control nothing. They just fined Michigan $20 million. Like, we give a fuck about $20 million. $20 million is ashtray money, bro, for us. That's like what, 1/4 of Bryce Underwood? We don't care about $20 million. Oh, Connor Stallions, U.S. Marine, by the way. He can't coach for 8 years for what? Being great at decoding signals and serving his country? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Ohio State, cry. Little brother, cry. All you other schools, cry. It's going to be student body left, student body right. We got a quarterback. The forward pass is back in our offense, and we're going to mash you, just like we've mashed Ohio State for the past 100 years. Haven't beat us since the days of COVID. Let them cry. Let them whine. Let them take that $20 million, which to a Michigan man, ashtray money, bro. Ashtray money. We're going to see a Thanksgiving Day weekend. We're going to beat the piss out of you, and no $20 million is going to change that $20 million. Like, we give a fuck about $20 million. We own the Big Ten, and we're coming for you. See you in Big Noon Kickoff. I'm going to be there, Columbus. Mwah.
Here's the thing, and I've said this multiple times throughout this entire 2-year saga. whether we got what we wanted or they got what they wanted at the end, it's still up to us to go win on that field anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Nothing's changed there. We still got to go do it. So
the only thing that changed is the fact that at least we don't have to list. Well, yeah, we do because Michigan decided to appeal it. But
it's not over. It's going to continue.
I was more happy that when this came out, I was like, it's done. I don't have to listen to the BS podcasts, and all of a sudden you see feeds come up. The hammers coming, NCAA sources. They can't spell NCAA, but they have NCAA sources somehow. It's this, it's that. Hammers are on the way. God's coming down and going to take the big house and bring it to hell. All gone. I was like, thank you, God. It's done.
What are
and then Michigan waited 3 hours to
Twitter
drop the ball.
What are those Twitter profiles going to do when that's all they had to talk about?
Maybe go get a job. Maybe someone might have to get a job. I don't know.
I mean, I do get some of that where it was overblown.
If anybody wants to go into framing that's been covering this for 2 years and has to get a job, I got an extra hammer that the NCAA didn't use. If you need it, let me know. And it comes even OSU approved.
This is absolutely crap, man. Absolutely.
What I was saying, what I was going to say though before that video, one of the only silver linings to all this is more Buckeye fans are starting to get on the train of fuck Gene Smith, which I've been on since Tressel got fired, by the way. They're starting to realize, wow, he really was a shitty athletic director for us. He didn't fight for us at all. He just said, oh, NCAA, you do what you got to do. We'll comply. We'll accept this. And he fired a legendary head coach over some tattoos. He was always out for himself. He threw Urban Meyer under the bus too, like over something that got debunked like 2 years later. He was the worst athletic director of all time. And anybody who ever said he was good the entire time, I hope you realize now how wrong you were.
How was he there for so long?
I don't know that he was a bad athletic director.
He was awful, Steve. He was fucking terrible.
I think it was just a different time. It was a different time.
No, he didn't fight for us at all.
But the NCAA had control.
2018 wasn't that long ago, and he still didn't fight for us then. He said, oh, yeah, we'll fire a head coach over something that's not even proven. Brett McMurphy didn't even vet anything from the entire story. He just threw it out there and somebody took it. That's all Brett McMurphy's editing journalistic history has ever been. He got fired from the Orlando Sentinel for putting out a story against his boss's wishes because it wasn't vetted, because he never vets anything. Well, I mean, this guy, like Gene Smith, just doesn't care. He never fought for us at all. He was an awful athletic director. And if you follow DG, he's a Buckeye fan that's notorious on Twitter. If you follow him, he lists all the failures of his entire tenure. It's egregious to look at.
He survived two coaches getting fired?
Yeah, he threw them both on the sword.
And he kept his job.
That's true.
Until he decided he was done with it.
But yeah, and those were different times. I don't think today you can view the things that happened then.
No, it's different.
I mean, players weren't getting paid. There wasn't NIL. The NCAA hadn't lost court battles that they've been taking. I mean, you said it best, right? Tennessee really showed, like, if they wouldn't have had those lawsuits, Michigan wouldn't have been able to fight like they did. Like, if Tennessee wouldn't have won those lawsuits, Michigan might not have realized how strong-armed they could be.
It was Tennessee, and who was the other one? South Carolina, that they were the first two to really fight them. There was another school besides Tennessee.
I don't know about any other. I don't know about any other, but I know about the Tennessee one.
It was those two that opened up the door, because once they started losing lawsuits, you could see that across college football the demeanor changed. People didn't fear them anymore. What are you going to do?
And then the House settlement comes, and you're losing all that money. I mean, they're trying to recoup money with Michigan.
There's a part in in the pages where they're like, well, we were going to take away scholarships, but then we didn't know how to do it. So we'll just take some money instead. Like, you're the NCAA. What do you mean you don't know how to do it?
They don't know how to do it because they didn't. There's not really scholarships anymore now that it's NIL. You could just pay guys to come instead.
Well,
there's still scholarships, but there's still scholarships.
It's considered a scholarship. But so say you take away 5 scholarships a year. You just give a guy money and they can pay his way to go. So it's no different.
I don't.
It's still a scholarship.
That's one of those gray areas, so that nobody really knows how that works.
The only way you're going to punish people today is with money and postseason bans.
They should have vacated. They should have vacated.
Vacated doesn't mean nothing.
Season. It still means something.
Vacated.
They don't recognize the wins.
Big deal.
They did that to Ohio State. I would rather have all those.
Listen,
back
Michigan lost to Louisville in the finals in basketball. And if somebody asked me who won that game, I still say Louisville. I don't care. Like,
I've been on record. I've been on record saying
useless.
vacated wins are useless too. I've been on record saying that. I simply wanted them vacated for the team up north because we got vacated wins for something much less. So fair is fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's was my biggest reason behind it. But I've always agreed, vacating stuff, it still happened. I could still turn on that Sugar Bowl from 2010 and see we beat Arkansas.
Absolutely.
So
listen, at the end of the day, now this is just another step where the Big Ten and SEC are just going to take another step moving away.
To my Gene Smith point, though, let me list some things out. He left Ohio Stadium worse than he found it. This is from DG on Twitter. He fired Jim Tressel, fired Thad Matta. There's a dead basketball program now at Ohio State because of him, because of a lack of hiring a good coach since Matta. He accepted the 2011 Gator Bowl, vacated 2010 because we self-vacated those wins, and it cost us the 2012 national title, which, by the way, I still think if we had bowl banned ourselves for 2011, that the NCAA still would have said, okay, you're banned for that and 2012. I still think they would have added that on.
I agree.
No new football facility still. While recently we just heard about a recruit's family saying Ohio State's facility is just so far behind these other schools. So we're still hearing more of that because our football facilities are so fucking outdated. He suspended Urban Meyer and then inevitably fired him and Zach Smith. I mean, Urban Meyer left on his own, but let's face it, he was going to get forced out anyway, right? He installed a turf that's been banned in the NFL, and that's been hurting players at Ohio State since. He hired a baseball coach who refused to live in the state of Ohio, for crying out loud, and he blocked the foundation from 2021 to 2023, which cost us dearly in NIL. What a great athletic director.
All right. Well, hey, the good thing is we have a good football team. We've had a relevant football team forever. We haven't had losing seasons. All these other teams have had to spiral
we had
back.
one.
Michigan's had to spiral back.
We had one.
Does that count?
It does.
I
lived through it.
The Luke Fickell year doesn't count.
Listen, we lost every game that year except one by 7 points or less. We were that close to flipping that entire season. But
for sure.
I went to every home game that year. I was a student during that time. It happened. But was it a fluke? Yes.
We got to move on.
We're going to move on
from that. I mean, it's almost time for Texas to come to Columbus. And we still have to talk about Michigan for this bullshit. Hey, let's get to the locker room.
We can focus on ball now.
77-15. I just told my girlfriend cheating is legal now, and she hit me. That's some good stuff. I mean, my wife wouldn't understand if I told her because she's from South America, so she would have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm not even gonna try that. But what's up? What's good, Buckeye backers? What's up, Ohio 77-15? Thanks for joining us in the locker room. Hey, it's pause for a break. Subscribe to our show on YouTube. Subscribe, save it, hit the ad alert button, go on Twitter, which is now X, Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. It's not going to cost you a damn thing. So the more you get in here, the more you get in our locker room. We got some merch coming down the way that we're going to give away for members of our locker room. But yeah, like Ohio 7715 says, glad it's over. Ready for some Buckeye football. NCAA went for that money, and they needed it from all these lawsuits. And I totally agree. Chris Joseph, man, good to see you again, man. Mike, we're going to wager on Michigan at OU. Hashtag Boomer.
Maybe. Whenever I bet, I lose. So
we don't even know who the quarterback for the Wolverines is yet.
Have they announced Ohio State's quarterback yet? Somebody
Sure haven't.
No.
I read today that I forget where that there was saying it's going to be announced soon.
I don't know if that was fake or not. That was from a guy who's been wrong about a lot of things.
So you see
that Mahomes guy or whatever his name is?
I just seen it. I seen it and I was like, I don't know who this is, so I'm just gonna
grain of salt.
That's
there is no grain of salt. It's Julian saying, and that's the end of the discussion.
It might be.
It is. It 100% is. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Listen, it's when you have two talented quarterbacks, it's a good problem to have.
I want Keen Holtz to win. I mean, I love the storyline. Like this guy out of South Dakota, 3-sport athlete, comes in, just grinds his tail off, wins an Iron Buckeye in the starting role. I do think, however, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I do think he gets his shot and he shines. I think that there'll be some mistakes because I think both the quarterbacks are going to struggle no matter who it is because they're first-year starting quarterbacks. And the one thing that we've seen is when Stroud was in there, he struggled a little bit against Minnesota in that 2021 season. There's going to be a little bit of struggle, but they're surrounded by excellence all over. Coaching staff, players, everywhere is excellent. It's going to be fun to see.
Well, you got the ultimate get-out-of-trouble card. Just throw it up to Smith and let him go get it.
The word on Braylon Womack was locked
Auburn.
A while ago.
It
was locked a while ago, but now there's been some money being thrown around, and I think Ohio State's going to match it to a certain extent. I mean, to a reasonable extent.
What has shown you that we're going to do that? We're playing by NIL rules that nobody else goes with.
Well, when he joins the team, that's what's going to show me.
He'll go to Auburn because they're going to pay more. We're too nice about it. We're too nice about everything.
Or Texas Tech because they seem to be finding money everywhere.
Yeah, they might come out of nowhere and grab them. Who knows? They got that old money.
If Texas Tech gets in the game, it might be over because they're just going to offer way too much for anyone.
Texas Tech, they might be a power in 5 years. They might. We'll see. They play in an easy conference. They could dominate.
I think Ohio 77-15, you fell victim to the saying, getting auto-corrected to saying.
Yeah.
But it's happened to me multiple times already. So I don't judge you for it. But Julian saying, he's the guy. He's definitely the guy. I hope you smash Arch. So someone's getting yelled at. Is that you, Germany's?
Yeah,
Damn
my brother.
My brother
was drunk upstairs and he's yelling at me.
Speaking of Texas, after today, do we all understand how much more important us beating Texas is week 1? Because if we don't beat Texas week 1, it's just going to be, oh man, Ohio State's been taking L's all month. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we got to win. We got to win that game. More so than ever before.
Ohio 77-15, I do agree with you. I do think Womack is just about a lock to Ohio State. I know there's some back and forth going on right now, but he's almost a lock.
I've been seeing nothing but lean to Auburn so far, but you never know. We'll see. I hope he becomes a Buckeye, but I don't hold my breath anymore.
I think it's almost a lock. All right, do we bring that Michigan cheater pompous? Oh, I just can't believe that they got away with that. There is no way, absolutely no way Ohio State would have got away with that.
I shouldn't be surprised. And
just throwing it in the NCAA's face like we're fighting it. We got off scot-free, but we're fighting it.
I was the same as Germanese. When they announced they're having a press conference, I said, oh boy, maybe, just maybe. God, what an embarrassment.
Do you think Arch Manning is propped up unnecessarily?
Here's my take on Arch Manning. I think he's good. I think he can lead them to the playoffs. I think he can keep them in the top 10. But either Quinn Ewers just wasn't worth his 5-star rating, or Texas just failed at developing him. And if Texas failed at developing him, then what is making anybody believe Arch Manning will do any better? So we'll see. We'll definitely see if it was a Quinn Ewers just not being as good as his 1.00 recruit rating all time was, or is Texas just not that great at developing quarterbacks? We'll find that out.
I don't know that we have the necessary means to say that Arch is overrated yet.
Not yet.
I mean, we're gonna learn a lot this season. It's hard to say if he's overrated or.
And even game 1 won't tell us the full
for
story.
Sure. Absolutely.
Once we get to mid to late season, we'll know.
Yeah. You need a season under your belt to really, determine if someone's overrated. Does he have? I mean, he has the name, obviously. He has the training, obviously, from just growing up in the Manning household. You have that training, and you know what it takes to get there. He's doing all the right things. He sat those 2 years behind. He didn't transfer out. He's trying to learn the system, learn under a coach that knows the passing game almost better than anyone.
And that's schedule they got.
I'm not willing to say he's overrated.
Yeah, that schedule they have isn't easy either. They got to play us. They got to play at Florida. They got to play Oklahoma at home. They got to play at Georgia. I mean, they got some tough games on that. If they miss the playoffs, you'll really know if Arch Manning's overrated or not.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because they really got a stacked team everywhere else. I mean, they're rated number 1 in the AP poll.
Boy, did the AP really butcher an opportunity, huh? Making us 3.
I love it. I absolutely love that we're 3. That makes us hungry. We're an attacking national championship team, and I love that. I love that about Day.
If we were 2, it'd be the same thing. But I mean, either way, if we win this game, we're going to be number 1. But the fact that they could have had the first ever 1 versus 2 match at the start of season, and the AP was like, nah, let's make Ohio State 3 over after a team that they beat for 9 straight years, even though past years don't matter to the current season. I get it. But it's like, you could have just did it this once just because, we're going to end up playing Penn State anyway. So we'll see who's the better team. But I don't know. And
it's hard to start a season against a team like that, a top 3 team. You're going to have 1 versus 3 because they're going to use the AP poll, right? They're not going to use the coaches poll when they make the graphics for the TV games. And a 1 versus 3 matchup, first game of the season, it's almost so good that it doesn't matter because the teams are both good enough.
Yeah.
Like if you're 1 versus 3 and you lose that game, no matter which team you are, Ohio State doesn't really have anyone on their schedule until they go out to Washington after that. And then after that,
Illinois.
Penn State at home, Illinois. And those are games that they could lose. Should they lose at Illinois, at Washington? Absolutely not. Games that they could lose. Yeah. But with the team that they have, I just can't see them losing at Washington. I can't see them losing at Illinois.
That's the one thing I don't worry about with Day is he usually beats everybody he's supposed to beat. Now, if the Illinois game ends up being a top 10 matchup, in the playoffs, he did great with that. But before that, it was like, well, can he even win these games? Like, is he, so we'll see. We'll definitely see.
Well, I mean, look at this, man. Ryan Day coaching at Ohio State, 80 coached games, 78 of those he was ranked in the top 10. Man, if you can keep this up, win a couple more national titles, like let's just give him 2 more. He's up there with Woody.
Oh yeah, I mean,
all time.
At that point, if he gets like 2 or 3 natties during his tenure, I mean, he's by virtue automatically number 2, no matter what his record against team up north is. Now, obviously, if that doesn't change, if that keeps getting worse, then, we'll be like, yeah, he's got the second most in our history. But, if he ends up being like 5-4 against them in, the next 4 years, then we'll be like, okay, at least he got himself back in it and all that stuff.
Got a winning record. And the national titles would top everyone else.
Because we look at Earl Bruce, he has like a pretty close to 500, if not 500 record against them. And we don't look back at his tenure as a total utter failure. We look at his tenure as more successful than Cooper's. So,
for sure.
But yeah,
and Cooper had some dynamite teams. It's just you can't win the big games, and that's when it mattered the most. Like you didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
if you lost that Michigan game, you lost your season.
Yep. So the next 5 years for Day will be very interesting to see. Because this game in 2025 against Team Up North, arguably one of the most important games we've ever played, especially after today.
And it's only important, really, if you lose to Texas. Then you have that game against Penn State. And if Penn State comes out and they're world beaters, like they're being projected to be,
yeah,
and you possibly lose that one, pressure's on again, man. Like absolute balls to the wall pressure are on you to beat Michigan in Ann Arbor.
All of a sudden that group of Buckeye fans who says, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't change our season. Well, if we get put in a situation where it's playoffs or not, if we win or lose that game, then all of a sudden it does matter, doesn't it?
Playoffs or bust. Yeah. This team, it's just built for the playoffs, though.
They are.
Ohio State everywhere. And I wanted to go over this. Like, there's a lot of tea leaves being shown to us with just who's interviewing. And when we go and interview some of these players, it's interesting to see, because I asked James Peoples who was jumping out at him on the offensive line, who's really open in polls for you. And the second person he mentioned, Phillip Daniels. Then you go in and you talk to the defensive line. Phillip Daniels is mentioned again as someone who's blocking well. Like,
I haven't really heard his name for potential starter spots either. That's interesting. He might, though.
He is. And then if you go back and listen to the Day interview, they're trying to talk about who's going to be a starter on offensive line, who's rotating in at tackles. Well, guess what? Austin Saraveld's at left tackle now.
Yeah.
And guess who's repping it right? Phillip Daniels, the next name he mentioned. Onyeama is also working in at guard and both tackles.
That's what I love.
Left tackle more now.
I love versatile offensive linemen.
That tells me our right offensive tackle is Phillip Daniels, at least at the time being.
So what would it be?
You got another week to prove it.
Saraveld at left.
Yep.
So they would, I guess, put Onyeama at left guard.
I don't think he's a starter.
You don't think he's a starter?
No, Luke Montgomery's there.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously,
Tagra's at right. And Tagra's at right.
Yeah, see, Tagra's the one that I've heard has been like the, he's a lot like the one
I've seen.
He's a lot like the Juwan Jones, where he takes some plays where he's lazy, and then other plays he's just like. So if he could stop being lazy on some plays, but he was good as we needed him to be last year. So I'm not worried about any of them, to be honest with you.
We're gonna and Day's not worried about depth at all. He just wants to figure out.
Oh, that's great. The depth.
Second team's just a hair behind the first team.
Yeah,
and they're gonna rotate those pieces in all over. It's our offensive line. If not the Joe Moore Award winner, they're gonna be damn close to it. This is a damn good offensive line, and it's coached well too.
I just need you to bully the team up north in the trenches. That's all I care about. Like last season, coming into the season, I had way more anxiety because I was like, this team can win the Natty. It has to win the Natty. And by all graces of God and stumbling over their own feet a couple times, they did it. This season, I'm like, I have no expectations of a Natty, so I'm just like, make the playoff. But more importantly than anything, beat them. Beat them, and I'm happy. If anything more happens after that, if we win the Big Ten and God forbid we go back to back, that's icing for me this year.
Oh yeah,
just beat them.
I mean, we have to, right? 4 years in a row. It's time. It is time. It's time. But I think that I really honestly think that stresses off Ryan Day from winning the national title. He won't coach puckered up in that game anymore.
He can't. He knows he can't. I hope you're right. I'll believe it when I see it. That's where I'm at now. I'll believe it when I see it, because that was the easiest opportunity of all time last year. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh God, that winged helmet. And then you just started seeing his pants turn yellow. So I'll believe it when I see it. I hope
you're going to see it this year. I mean, last year I was confident going into that game. I thought we were going to smoke them, but I didn't think that there was going to be a game plan that was just, counterintuitive to football 101.
People will surprise you. Day surprised me that day, and then a month or so later, he surprised me again. So,
I know, man. I just go.
We'll see.
Like I posted a while back. Take me back to that Tennessee game. Mm-hmm. To me, that was the most fun game in the playoff run.
Yeah,
because the stands, everyone was worried about it. People didn't show up to the last minute. Tennessee was rocking. And then, they came in, Ohio State fans came in, but they didn't buy tickets like they were before. You could get a $60 ticket in the lower bowl. Look at how much Texas tickets are now. $400 for nosebleeds. Like, that was not normal. That was something that would have been the prices. Never happen again.
That would have been the price.
May never happen. The first playoff ever in the shoe, and get $65 for a ticket in the lower bowl.
If you beat the team up north. If you beat the team up north, that's the prices for those tickets for that Tennessee game.
Absolutely.
$400.
Oh, yeah. Maybe more. I thought they would, I was looking at it, I was like, this is insane. I've never seen anything like that.
But to be honest, if we beat the team up north, we go to Indy and win that, and then we don't get a home game at all. So
that's true.
In retrospect.
It was awesome to have that home game and be in the show.
Yeah. I wasn't mad about it after that. I was like, well, at least we get in the first expanded playoff, we get one of the first home games in CFP history, so that was cool. I just wish I wasn't crippled during that time, so I could have went to it.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about is we got to talk about this defensive line, man. The defensive line, because it all starts out. I love talking about the offensive and defensive line because you build around that. You got to have those hogs in the middle to win football games. That's just the way it is. All right, that's where the foundation of football starts.
Yep.
And I think we got it, man. We got these trenches. Our starters, when K-Mac came in, I don't know if you saw it, but disruptive. That's the shirt. That's all it said, disruptive. And it was just awesome because he has been. And I was saying it when we went into practice. I was like, holy shit, this guy is blowing up the offensive line, blowing up anyone around him. And then everyone starts to trickle it out like, yeah, he is. Every practice that's gone on since then, all the offensive linemen, if they gave you a name, it was K-Mac to start. A lot of times it was just everyone. The whole defensive line is good, but then you get someone to talk a little bit. They're like, K-Mac. You got some of the running backs to talk. I asked Bo Jackson, like, who sticks out to you? Who makes it hard for you to run? K-Mac, right away. And his face just lit up like, K-Mac, dude, for sure. Dude's going to be a beast. If we can get him on that field for 50% of the plays, watch out. Yeah. And I really think the backup, I think Will Smith's the first one on the field. Will Smith Jr.
I'd love that so
Which
much.
is a great
that kid
story.
deserves that. That kid deserves that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Local guy. I love the local guys, especially
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
it
the
doesn't
big
get
thing
any
for me.
better than that.
That's why I want to see Lorenzo Styles succeed too. I just want to see him be like his dad out there, and it sounds like he could be. Defensive line, it's the same mantra for me as Ryan Day. I'll believe it when I see it, and I think more so it's because of the fact that of how hindered they've been under Jim Knowles, and now he's gone. So it sounds like Matt Patricia's getting the most out of that unit, which doesn't shock me at all. And if it translates to the games, even better. And if it translates to that team up north game, and all those Wolverine fans get to see that the defensive line is all of a sudden a huge problem for them now, that it'll be double cherries on top, because A, they're getting bullied in the trenches again by us, and B, because they said Matt Patricia is going to be a terrible defensive coordinator for you.
Oh, yeah.
All because he was a shitty head coach for the Detroit Lions. Oh, he's so bad. Oh, Bill Belichick did all the work. Blah, blah. And then if he just starts owning that team, chef's kiss. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, K-Mac is a beast. I think Bo Ackes is going to be a beast.
Bo Atkins look good too.
Yeah, I mean, and he just lost his black stripe, I saw. So congrats to him. I saw Bo Jackson lost. You mentioned him. I saw he lost his black stripe. So, I mean, I think the defensive line is going to have the biggest improvement this year, but I will believe it when I see it. So hopefully I see a lot of it, especially game 1 against a O-line that apparently, lost a lot of, players from last year for Texas, and they have a significant injury to a key starter, which you don't like to see, but in this case, it'll end up hopefully being an advantage for Ohio State. And hopefully our D-line will feast, as long as their D-line doesn't feast. And that's where it's going to really come into play. Hopefully practicing against our D-line helps really prep them for that game.
I have full faith in this offensive line that they'll get you.
I do too. I'm not worried about them.
Full faith in not 1 ounce am I worried about it. Yeah, there are going to be some sacks. I mean, it's football.
Yeah,
someone's going to get beat every now and then, but for the most part, this offensive line is going to lock it up. Switching back now, let's go back to the offense, the running backs. I saw someone post that like they're an insider at Ohio State, and they said C.J. Donaldson will just be a short yardage back, and I was just like, what? How? Absolutely not. Not even close. I mean, he's going to be a third down back because he's got such great hands outside of he catches the ball. He was a wide receiver, for goodness sake. He came into West Virginia as a wide receiver. Yeah, he played running back after that, but he catches the ball well. When they were doing their screen game, he was getting the ball all the time.
Yeah,
running screens. I mean, this guy's not going to be a short yardage back. He's built like a guy that could be a short yardage back. So when they do have short yardage, yeah, he's going to get the ball probably more often than Peoples. But Bo Jackson is also powerful too.
Yeah.
And the other interesting part was, reading everything, who they put out there to be interviewed. I think they're getting Bo Jackson out there early to get used to it, because he's going to be that guy. He is that good that he needs to get in front of the media now and learn how to deal with it, because he's the guy next year.
Yeah, that's what I've gotten out of it too. You know how they split Quidshawn and Travion last year. It won't quite be that. I think you'll see more Peoples than like what Trey got last year.
I agree.
But CJ Donaldson, he's going to be utilized more than just short yardage. I mean, he's going to be he's going to be like Quidshawn. He's just not as like smaller, and he's more of a bowling ball type of back, like run down your throat, get 3 yards with him type of back. But like you said, we've seen him utilized in the pass game before. He's effective there too. So he'll be used for way more stuff than that. And yeah, I agree with you, Bo Jackson. I think it will be a third running back rotation this year, truthfully.
Bo Jackson's just different. He's a guy that you're going to see. You see him run, you're like, I want some more of that. Some more of that.
And it's all accredited to the insane upgrade we got at running back coach and Coach Lachlan. Thank God Tony Alford left. Screw that guy. We upgraded so hard in the running back coaching department. And if it weren't for him, honestly, I don't even know if Travion and Quidshawn get drafted in the second round last year. I really don't. I think if Tony Alford coaches both of them, they're probably 4th round backs at best. I think Lachlan got something out of both of them that Tony Alford couldn't even touch with Travion for 3 years, and certainly wouldn't have touched with Quidshawn in one. So
I can tell you, I agree with you. Coach Lachlan is an upgrade on almost anyone, anywhere. Just listening to the guy talk, the way he coaches the kids, the way he pushes them, the way he gets the best out of them. He's no soft cookies in his room, man.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be coached hard, but they're going to play hard, and you're going to love every minute. The standard that he sets is so much further above than anywhere else you'll ever see. Just watch him. Go watch his interviews. I had an afternoon coffee, which I always do. I dumped it out. I don't need coffee anymore. I'm pumped up for the rest of the day. It's that good, man. It really is. I'm not shitting you. Go watch it. Like you're.
And the way he has said, if you don't meet my expectations, you won't play, and he sticks to that. He doesn't care if you're like a kid that feels entitled and stuff. He's like, you won't play then. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Go play at Akron or something. I love that.
You can't have one play off.
Yep. Every play you go as hard as I tell you to. Boom. Mm-hmm. Love that. And he doesn't stray away from it.
But this is what I'm noticing. It's just like the pursuit of perfection everywhere at Ohio State. We're getting those coaches at every single position. Before we always had, that one or two coaches that were like, man, if only they could set the standard like Brian Hartline did, we'd be a stacked team.
Mm-hmm.
We have that now. Across the board, everyone's setting that standard. And the standard is excellent. The best of the best always. This is Ohio State.
Here's something that I saw today that the Ohio State football pages posted, and it was a quote from Ryan Day, and he said, "We have to make sure that we're looking ahead in the next 5 to 10 years to figure out what is the formula at Ohio State that keeps us a leader in college football." That's what I've wanted to hear, because you've heard me mention it. This guy needs to get better at prepping for the years ahead during a current season. So I hope I end up seeing him play more backups in late game situations instead of waiting until the middle of the fourth quarter. If we got a game in hand way earlier than that, keep putting guys out there, get them those game reps. That's one part of this formula he's talking about. Obviously, NIL and other stuff goes into it too. And
it's not like you have to do that like a full squad change. Like, get some guys, one or two guys at least, starting to get those reps.
Rotate the wide receivers.
You saw that a little bit last year, at the defensive backs, and then later in the year you saw it with the offensive line too, because they had to. They didn't have a choice. Yeah. And I really do think Day learned his lesson from that you have to rotate these guys in. We have to get them some experience. College football is different. It's an NFL model now. You have to have those guys that are able to come in for that extended season. If you're going to make a run in the playoffs, you have to be built to withstand some injuries.
Yeah. We learned that the hard way in 2022. I said all year, I've said for a lot of years, even before that, but I said, we got to start, if we get all these wide receivers, we got to start rotating more of them in. Why aren't we doing more 5 wide sets? Why aren't we getting more guys plugged in on different plays? We're playing the same 3. God, we spent so much time putting Julian Fleming out there. God bless his soul. But was he really the third best option on those teams? No, he wasn't. So we could have got more guys in, and then Marv goes out in that Georgia game, and we got another guy to plug back in, and we're still rolling. But once he went out, all of a sudden Kirby Smart goes, oh, well, the guy that's been torching us and making our lives hell all games out, so I'm going to switch how we're doing our defense now because I don't have to worry about him. And all of a sudden we couldn't score. We couldn't score. So we got to be ready for these things as they happen in season and in the future. So that's what I wanted to hear from Day. Now I want to see him back it up in multiple ways.
I'm going to go back to the defensive backs now, because hearing Ryan Day say Jermaine Matthews Jr. is a leader on the team now.
Love it.
Was exactly what I wanted to hear. Because he has, I've said it before and I'm saying it again, he has first round talent. He is a dog and doesn't back down from anyone, and he's going to go prove it. IGB has been looking good. You haven't seen those penalties in practices that I've been to. I haven't seen them, man. And
Neutral.
did you see that? What Ohio State posted on Twitter? That first, they showed Jeremiah Smith catching a ball over him. Then they showed almost the identical play where IGB breaks it up. Does the sword, the sheath afterwards. Man, zero pass interference, breaks up the best wide receiver, a ball to him that he could have caught too.
Yeah.
He made a play on it. IGB is legit.
Yeah. Matthews, you just remember not that long ago where all of a sudden he was on Twitter seemingly every other second being like, basically F this, F that, and we thought we were going to lose him. And he stayed patient with the process. He started getting actual reps in games and he made the most of it. And he's got some shit to him. He was the guy that was saying SEC, we own the SEC, and he's got
that dog.
He's backed it up every time he's played. And when I heard he was starting to come out as a leader on this team, I said, good, because you want those guys to be leaders on your team. So
do you think he has a shot at being a captain?
Man, I don't see why not. He's been there long enough. If he earns the respect of his teammates that much and is that kind of a leader, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, because on the defensive side of the ball, you're going to want two guys to be a captain.
Yeah, at least. I mean, every year they seem to change.
Sonny Styles is it.
Caleb Downs
is.
They could go more than that. I mean, they've changed the number every year. They change the number all the time.
I don't like more than 4. I don't like. I know.
I know, but they
watered down at that point.
You know how they do it. It's just like the Heisman. Every year, the number they invite there changes. It's never one thing. So if they have 3 on defense, whoever should be a leader will be named one.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
What I liked what Day said was like I respect him because when he sees something wrong, he calls it out right away. Like he sees something he doesn't like, he's going to call it out. He's not going to back down to anyone. And that's what I liked about him on the recruiting end, because he all of a sudden had to jump to that next level, and a lot of it was in these camps. And all of a sudden I think it was LSU offered him, and then Ohio State finally came around. They're like, "Yep, that's our dude."
Yep,
because he was just locking people down, like everyone, making. It didn't matter who the competition was; he was locking them down, and he's doing that at practice too. It doesn't matter who it is.
As long as he's locking people down, like I saw a video of Denzel Ward locking down somebody on the Browns today. One of the best reps I've seen of a quarterback. Zach Smith posted it. It was a beautiful thing. I'm like, man, I know
Ward's been good.
I know he's been injury ridden most of his career, but if he plays, if he can finish it out the right way, I hope Canton considers him someday. I don't know if it'll happen, but he's good. He's good. We need more guys like that. We need more guys like that. I think Matthews is pretty close. So,
what's your biggest concern for the team heading into the season?
Are we talking on just either side of the ball or in total?
Either side of the ball, anywhere. Yeah,
that defensive line.
Yeah,
just because if Matt Patricia truly unleashes the dogs that Knowles kept in the doghouse for 3 years, locked up, and honestly, at this point, with how Knowles has handled himself since he left Ohio State, it would not surprise me if he hindered that defensive line just out of spite to Larry Johnson with all we heard about them button heads and stuff. Wouldn't shock me one bit. So if we start seeing this defensive line eat like 60 plus sacks this year and stuff like that, and they're just, you can't stop them if you're an opposing offensive line, I'm going to be like, well, that's all I needed to see. So it all depends on Matt Patricia and how he runs this defense. So
it's almost 2 weeks exactly from today.
Yep, we're so close, so close. And you know what? Every other offseason tends to go super slow. Like that one after the team up north won it was like the slowest offseason of my life. And then we finally win it, and it feels like it went like that. That's BS.
I think that's just the product of winning a title.
Maybe. I don't know. But it went quick and I didn't like it. I'm like, I haven't got to relish in this enough yet. I need I part of me wants another month, but I'm like, I'm just ready for the next season already. Let's get at it.
I think the only way to suffice with that is to win another title. We gotta go back to back.
God, if we go back to back, I'm gonna be absolutely relentless. Especially if we somehow go 16-0, because you see how Dabo Sweeney is trying to say they're going to be the first 16-0 team, like they were the first 15-0 team. If we end up being the first 16-0 team,
I didn't see that. When did Dabo say that?
He said that like a week or so ago. He was talking about how hey, we were the first team to go 15-0. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure we're the first 16-0 team of all time. And I'm like, if it's anybody but the team up north, fine. But boy, if we do it after they've been rubbing that 15-0 in our face so much, I'm going to be unstoppable on social media if that happens. I don't expect it to. Let me put it out there. I don't expect it to ever happen. But if it does, watch out. Watch out. So
I
let's
don't
hope it's this
think
year.
that the fact to have a 16-0 team,
Somebody's going to do it.
It'd be hard. Yeah.
Eventually. Somebody's gonna do it. A few teams went 15-0. What's one more game?
All the cards just have to fall right. You have to have depth.
Very true.
You have to have no one transfer out now. Like the transfer portal has changed things and made it a lot harder.
Yeah. But we seem to retain pretty well overall.
Oh, yeah. So. Ohio State, for sure. We pay to maintain our roster. We don't pay to bring people in. Yeah. That's the difference with Ohio State.
We should, though, because everybody else doesn't.
Well, I think in the long term, that's where you're conflicting two things that you want to see happen. You want Ryan Day to look to long term, and I think that's one of the situations where they're still trying to find that balance. So if you pay for, let's say, the offensive lineman Felix Ojo, who went to Texas Tech, if you would have matched the money that Texas Tech paid him, and he comes here and he's a bust, that did you no good. Then you don't have the money to go and get that guy out of the portal that could be better, the Phillip Daniels, if that's who it is.
Yeah.
An Ohio guy that went and earned it somewhere else, and now you have actual college footage of how well that they performed. All right, I can bring this guy in, and I can work with him. I can make him into a first-round draft pick like they've done with Philip Simmons.
We do really well at evaluating players in the portal.
Josh Simmons,
I'm not worried about that. We do a really great job at evaluating portal players. So if that's the route we keep choosing to go, great, as long as we get them, because obviously we didn't do that well getting more depth for the D line in the portal like we needed to. But recruiting's still a thing. It's still a very important thing. So if we go and pay the guys that fit what we want for the program, because we're not going to compromise that at all. We're not just going to get any John Doe out there, especially if they have an attitude issue. We're going to be like, go play somewhere else. We don't want you. You don't fit the culture here.
We're not going to get the drag racers from Georgia to come up here and get some tickets.
We're not going to get players that help us get more DUIs than wins in the last 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? So, but as long as we can find that balance and get the money up for those guys in recruiting that we know fit what we want, and we can outbid them, other schools for them. That's all I care about. We're playing by these rules nobody else plays by. So stop, especially after today, stop playing by the rules. Who cares? Go do what everybody else is doing. What are they going to just single you out when everybody else has been doing it for a few years now? Just go do what you got to do. Get your money up.
No, but the NCAA is officially cooked. All right, we're going to get back to that before we get out of here. There is
rest in peace.
There's no point in you having the NCAA anymore. They're officially useless.
You heard me say it multiple times. I said they almost have to punish the team up north harshly, whether they deserve it or not, which we all know they did deserve it. Because if they don't, they're signing their own death warrant. They're basically bending the knee and saying, like, I saw a few Wolverine fans today say, "We told you we were above the NCAA." Yeah, NCAA basically just proved that today, and it's disgusting. You're supposed to be the governing body, and what did you really govern today? Nothing. You literally said in your thing, we had grounds to postseason ban them, but there's no but. If you had grounds to do it, do it. That's your job. Why are you not doing your job? Doesn't make any sense.
I think the culture of America is kind of the same way too.
Yeah.
We're not going to punish people. It's a sad day. But
sad day. But
the good thing is we got a great football team and we got season 2 weeks away. Texas comes to town. College football is on the horizon. You can smell it in the air. I can smell the barbecue right now. I can smell the tailgate.
The best revenge we can do now is go up to Ann Arbor and start Bryce Underwood's career off in the rivalry with a loss. That's the best thing we could do. So go do it.
The quest for Bryce Underwood to be 0-4 starts.
If that happens, he'll never be 0-4 because he'll probably leave before then. But if he goes winless, I will take a victory lap of epic proportions, at least about that, and I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see.
We need this to happen.
Yep.
But until then, God bless everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. OH.